All right, we are back. Now, I don't believe too many people have seen you, huh? This is Alchemixt, right?
Yep.
So what do? Do you stream?
When I do stream, I have to stream on a Zubu, so I occasionally stream, but it's not too many people go to a Zubu, so.
Yeah, yeah. All right, well, we did invite you. You were considered one of the best players out there. I think not too many people have seen your play, so how are you feeling? You feeling confident? Is this your first live tournament?
I played at WEC China,
okay,
which was my first live Hearthstone tournament, so I didn't do too well there, but I definitely got some experience in it, so yeah.
Did you think the nerves got to you in that one?
A little bit. The format was a lot different than I expected, and it was hard for me to adapt on the spot. So this one I was able to prepare a little bit more for. So
what do you think of the format here?
I would have preferred the banning system.
You would have preferred the banning?
Yeah, the veto system. I think it just allows you to kind of cover more of your weak spots. But the group stage I also wish was a little more than a best of 3, but I guess for time concerns they probably do it that way.
Yeah, but again, you can drop a match and still qualify.
Yeah.
So that's the flexibility there. Now, why do you prefer the banning? Do you think if you have the ban, a more prepared player would do better or worse?
I think you'd do better. I just like being able to prepare a strategy, because whenever you pick a few decks, like, you're going to be weak to something, and I like being able to build a specific lineup based around what you want to ban, and just so you can have more kind of control over what you're going to be facing.
My thinking is that when you do ban something, you give a lot of information to your opponent as well, and if he's really prepared and really in tune to that kind of information, you know, perhaps on that level, it affects it as well. Yeah. I haven't played tournaments with the ban thing myself, but I have heard pretty positive things from it, and we do have it in the later stages of this tournament.
Yeah.
I didn't check who you're up against. I think you have a match against the Admirable later today.
Yep.
That is on the main stage, and we were not able to get the feed from the main stage earlier, so we may not actually see you play.
All right.
But we'll try. We'll try. How do you feel against the Admirable? We're probably going to talk to him in a second, so you might want to act super confident.
It's hard to tell because anything can really happen. We only get to choose 2 decks, and I believe we have to choose the order in which we're going to play the decks before we know what they're playing.
Yes.
So
it's double blind pick.
Yeah, a lot can happen. It's pretty hard when you only have 2 decks. Even if you have a decent idea what the other player might play, really you don't know for sure. So I feel pretty confident, but anything can really happen. So
looking at your group, you have to play against Hype, Saviz, and Admirable, of course.
Yep.
How do you feel that matches up against the others? Would you have prepared? Would you have liked to be in another group, perhaps?
Well, I was in another group until last night, basically, and then I got switched. I do think we have one of the stronger groups overall, and I don't mind that. I just kind of wish, you know, you travel all the way to China, and we have 3 U.S. players and an EU player, all people who I've played before. So I would have liked, and then you look at Dark Wanix's group, which is 4 Chinese players and him, and it's not that I think Chinese players are better or worse. I just feel like if I'm coming here, I would, you know, they should split them up more evenly so we can all play against them.
I think most of it was just a random draw that just ended up this way.
I'm assuming it was random.
But what do you think of the Chinese players that we've seen so far?
I thought the person that Lothar played against, his decks were really odd. I'm not sure about those, but I thought he played them well. Like, I thought he played the mage deck pretty well.
He did play the mage deck pretty well, I thought, too, but at the same time, I thought the cards that were coming in were quite exceptional in those matchups.
The Warlock deck, I don't have any comments on, I guess. I have no idea.
You've never tried Drain Life? I've tried Drain Life in an arena, but
the Warlock deck kind of reminded me of like it was almost like it was a warrior control deck, sort of. Like, he just had all removal, and then, like, I think I saw a Ysera.
Yes.
So it's just like all removal in legendaries, but I don't know why you'd want to do that with Warlock.
All right. What about the matchup with Icy Foxy and Lebo, the 2 Chinese players against each other?
That was with the Sea Giant Shaman and then the Priest.
The double Sea Giant Shaman, the Priest Mirror. where the priest was winning. He went for face without having lethal the turn after.
Yeah, I remember.
And then he lost the board.
I don't remember.
And then lost.
Yeah, I don't remember all the details of the priest versus priest game, but I do remember they did a lot of things that I thought were questionable or that I wouldn't have done
In terms
myself.
of play?
Yeah, the priest versus priest, and then the shaman versus zoo. I think he messed up with like giving his taunt totem.
Yeah.
The guy drew Soulfire, so it didn't matter, but
Yes.
still, like that seems like a pretty obvious mistake.
Yes, yes.
When you specifically only die on board to the leper gnome dying.
There seemed to me that so far we've had a few very obvious mistakes.
Yeah.
We've seen some Drake misplays. I think it was actually the player against Lothar. I think he played a Drake and then nothing, versus playing the Mountain Giant first for 3 and then having a Drake with 1 less toughness.
Yeah, I mean, people might just be nervous too. That can happen.
I'm sure they are.
Like, you have a lot of people watching you from streams or whatever, and then you have people standing right in front of you watching you, so.
I don't know the history of a lot of these Chinese players. I do know that a lot of them are ranked fairly highly on Gosu Gamers and a few other websites, but I'd imagine that they haven't been to many live events in general. And I think here they have, some kind of, national representation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe it's a little bit extra.
Yeah, that's another thing. If you have if you're in a group with a bunch of Chinese players, and just from seeing the decks that we've already seen, you really have no clue what to expect. Like they could bring out anything.
Do you think that puts you at a weakness because you just have to play like the typical good stuff like handlock and they play into you?
Yeah, I don't know, because even if you people may think that Chinese players, at least some of them, might be weaker, but you really have no idea what to expect. So I feel like if I was like in Dark Wanix's group, for example, I think I would second guess myself a lot. Like, I don't know, do I play my standard stuff and then run into like a bunch of random crap, or do I try to adjust?
Yeah, I don't know. I've seen some pretty crazy stuff so far. I mean, we kind of have to because we have this break of Warcraft 3. I mean, whoa, ogres and stuff. I mean, we're obviously overly scrutinizing just a couple of games right now.
Right.
So there's much more to see. But it's interesting to get this like first glimpse of how things run, how things are organized, and what people are doing to adapt to that.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, all right. Any thoughts? Any thoughts about China so far? I'm sure a lot of people are curious. They did bring a lot of people here who are not from here.
Yeah, compared to WEC, this place is way better.
Okay.
The weather, first of all, I think we were in Hangzhou.
Were you not expecting to go to the next WEC?
I'm just saying the weather was not what I expected, because it was like 90 degrees and like the worst humidity I've ever experienced. Then I came here and it's actually really nice out.
Yes.
And I like the event stage, the event area here a lot.
I have to tell you, it was like a mess setting this up. I mean, you know that. Like, in the break, we taped this thing to the wall.
Back here it's not as nice, but out there it's pretty good.
All right, yeah. There's a lot of shortcuts that are being taken to make things nice and pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah. But all right, things are going pretty well. You want to mention anything else before we get Admirable on here?
I guess just shout out my sponsors, Cooler Master, Alienware, Azubu, Astro, and Team Curse.
Yay, sponsors.
Yep.
Yep. All right. We'll take a quick break. It won't be too long this time. It'll just be a minute or so while we get Admirable mic'd up, and we'll see what he has to say.